guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of The Bus. Today we're tearing down the bottom end. I've actually got my old man here. He's gonna provide some advice. He's a real mechanic, not a pretend one like me. His name's Darren. But yeah, so we'll get into it. First things first, we've got to pull off the clutch and flywheel so that way we can put it on the engine stand. Let's get into it. There you go, at least it's off. We are going to introduce someone new. We've got Danielle, the brother-in-law. He's come around to help. He's got his safety boots on, so safety's number one here on the channel. So, but yeah, let's get his flywheel off. There we go, at least you did that better than the clutch. Squish my fingers into the process though. Got the flywheel off now. We'll just take off this backing plate. I'm not sure how it comes off. I will switch it. So I'll do that. Is that off? And then it's going on the engine stand over there. And then the real fun begins. Right. We're just putting up the engine stand adapter plate. We've actually been pretty lucky, so the thread for the bell housing bolts are actually the same thread as the head bolts. So we've actually just trimmed off, cut the head bolts down a little bit, and we're just using the head bolts to twist it on. So let's get those on. As you can see, I've only got loosely on just to get all the ones up. Then we'll mount it into this, and then we'll be happy days. Alright, so just putting the engine and bracket onto the engine stand. Perfect, there we go, it's all together. So now we're just going to pull off the water pump, the fuel pump, and yeah, we'll go from there. We've just got to pull everything off it so that way we can drop it in and get it done at the engine place. Alright, so we've run into a bit of a snag. We can't pull this off or this off down here, the crank or the fuel pump, because we need a pulley puller. So we need, like I said, we need a puller. So we won't be able to do that today, which means we can't get this whole case off or the fuel pump off over there. But we can still do everything else around the engine. So we'll just we'll just get everything else done. And I think next we'll just do the engine mount. So that's nice and easy. So yeah. Alright, there we go. Engine mount off. Happy days. Alright. Second engine mount's all off. We'll just go. This one also holds the power steering pump on it. So that sits there. Power steering pump sits on the front and runs off this. The engine sends drive to the power steering pump, but that one's all off. Now, I think we're back around the other side, and there's actually, on these engines, they've actually got really weird, I've never seen an oil cooler like this, but the engines actually have a bit of an oil cooler already on them. Now look down here on the side where the oil filter is, all this here, that's all oil cooler. So that's what we're pulling off next. We've just whizzed the oil filter off now. We actually have to use a clamp because we don't have a tool that was too tight. But we've got the final bolt for the oil cooler, which is this one in here. And then we should be able to drop the whole oil cooler and make a mess. You might add it. We've got some drip pans on the ground, but I have a hunch that that's not going to be enough. It's only small. That is. Last one of that. Right. Okay. Well, So we pulled off the oil cooler just and I figured I'd take a second to explain how it works. So essentially, oil comes either out or in one of these two jackets over here, and it comes into here, which then it gets pumped up here into here, which then we've got a big oil cooler in here. So this is all surrounded by radiator fluid. So we've got this, and then the oil pumps through, back out this other side, back out, back into the engine, and that's essentially how the big old diesel pulls its oil, which is pretty different. Right, we've got everything off now. Now we're just gonna roll it around. So I've just wedged the screwdriver in here. We should slowly start to there we go. Alright, then just do the back up. Some should come straight down. There we go. Look at that. Perfect. Alright, we're just taking the oil pickup off now. So I've already loosened these. Alright, all the bolts are off now. So just oil pickup off. So, oil pickup looks in pretty good condition. I wouldn't be surprised if this has been replaced by previous owner. Pretty sure these usually come with a round one by factory, so now it's got a square one. I'd be thinking that if this isn't factory, but oh well, it's a bigger one than what they normally look like. So I've got a punch here now, and I'm just marking the big end bearing of for cylinder, doing 2 dots for the second cylinder, 3 dots for the third cylinder, 4 dots for the fourth cylinder. So I'm just going to do the first one. I've already done 2 and 3. Obviously I have to rotate it around to make sure I can see them. So we'll just go 4 dots either side of the big end bearing. So now we'll start pulling it apart. So now we're just going to undo the big end bearing bolts for cylinder 1. So let's do that. Alright. Crack these ones now. So we'll just ease off the nuts. Because pretty bad. I had to use a root slip spanner over the end. Just because we didn't bring any half inch strap with a breaker bar, so we just had to use this with a spanner on the end, but that's okay. There we go. This one's off. Alright, so we're just going to tap the top of that. Split apart just there. Should be able to ease off. Slip it off, slip it out. Alright, I'm going to try and slip the first piston out if I can. See, I reckon it should be pretty nicely now. Slip you off. There we go. Got the big end bearing off. There we go. Slip him down. Here we go. Oh yeah, tapping with the bottom of the hammer.
Yeah, just what?
Oops, I just dropped the fucking nut in there. Good stuff. That's right, that'll come out.
Now sometimes you put your hand underneath it.
Yep, I'll catch it.
Sometimes.
Yep.
There you go.
Aha! Here we go.
There
First-
goes your bearing.
First piston out. Alright, we're doing cylinder number 4 now. Just take the top of it, where the threads are. And then you just grab this. We just whiz this off all the way. There we go. That's off. I'm just going to tap the top of the threads a little bit more, ever so softly. There you go. Piston number 4. Alright, now we have to turn it around. So cylinders 2 and 3 at the top. So pistons 2 and 3 rather right at the bottom of their stroke. So there we go. That's there. So these two need to come off. Take those off the same way. I did drop a nut down there, so that might be a bit of fun to find, but yeah, it shouldn't be too hard. Alright, we're just getting cylinder number 2 now, so. There you go. Cylinder number 2 out. Winning. Alright, lucky last. Number 3. This will be nice and easy now. I know how to do it now. This is my first time doing it, so if you notice anything I'm doing wrong, that'll be why. But as long as it gets back together and starts, I think we'll be happy. And here we go, push it down. And voila. That is cylinder number 4, piston number 3 actually, yeah. There we go, look at that. Alright, so this is as far as we can get on this episode, just being that we need the pulley and this pulley here to pull the crank out, and then obviously we'll take it into an engine shop to get it done, but for the moment this is as far as we can get. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and yeah, I really appreciate you watching the video.
LN106, and here we go. It's got 2 cylinders not working, fellas. So we're gonna come in here and we're gonna sniff some fucking carbon out. Yeah!